we're about to watch a parole hearing for Ashley Posey, who we covered 5 months ago during her commutation hearing. So that means that she was approved, the governor signed off on it, and now she has her parole hearing to see if she'll actually get released. With that, let's jump in.
Okay, can y'all hear us now and see us now?
Yes, good morning. We can see you at LCIW and hear you.
Okay, good. We had some technical issues and I think we have a temporary solution fixed. So let me just do the preliminaries once again. We're convening at Louisiana Correctional Institute for Women on Thursday, June 8th, 2023. It's 9:51 a.m. We have Ms. Posey here with us this morning. But first, with the staff at the LCIW, introduce yourself. I'm sorry.
Morgan LeBlanc, the Deputy Warden at LCIW.
Sarah P. ARDC Manager.
Shalita Brown, Lieutenant.
Okay. And we have Ms. Posey. Good morning. Would you introduce yourself? Tell us your name and your DOC number.
Ashley Posey, 511-449. Good morning.
Good morning. Let me recognize you have counsel this morning. Counsel, would you introduce yourself, please?
Good morning, Ms. Renata Jane Hogan from the Parole Project here on behalf of Ashley Posey, and I'll make a brief statement at the end with the committee's approval.
Thank you. And I see there with you at LCIW, you have your sister, Ms. Tina Posey, and I
Yes, ma'am.
wants to speak on your behalf. We'll call on her at the appropriate time. Here with us in Baton Rouge, we have Christy Sheremy. She wants to speak in support. Also, we have your dad, Mr. Donald Posey, and your aunt, Sheila Posey Disso. So you know the drill. You've kind of been through the process before with the clemency process, so we'll just jump right in. Ms. Posey, you're currently classified as a first felony offender. You're currently serving a sentence for second-degree murder, which was commuted by Governor Edwards in March of 2023 from a life sentence to 50 years, which made also with parole eligibility. So that's why we're here today. You have a parole eligibility date, which was March 2nd, 2023, the date you signed the commutation. You have an adjusted good time date, November 11th, 2046. Full term is May of 2055. Does all that sound correct?
Better than life, yes, ma'am.
All right, good. Good answer. So the reason stated for your commutation, and this is because you had, at the time of your clemency hearing, very positive remarks by the warden. The DA also spoke on your behalf. You had performed community service there within your prison community, excellent vocational training, of course, the family support that we see again today. You had a good transition plan with the parole project. So since your hearing, and that was November 28th of 2022, what has changed, if anything?
Oh, my outdate for one, it's changed a lot. But I've accomplished a few other trades and skills since then. I took some classes. I did the victims impact that we finished Tuesday. I completed Serve Safe. I completed welding level 2, and I did electrical safety level 1 training.
So you've been busy.
Yes, ma'am.
I do made a note that your victim's family, the victim was a relative of yours?
He was a friend of the family, yes, ma'am.
Well, the victim's niece and the victim's brother are unopposed, which is unusual to see. And you mentioned you finished just recently the victim impact training.
Yes, ma'am. We completed Tuesday.
What did you get out of it?
I honestly, I got a broader understanding and a deeper awareness of how my actions impacted my victim and their family, and the trickle effect that it caused, like the different types of victims. You know, it could be primary victim, secondary, church, I never really grasped the concept that, I hurt more than him, or my actions hurt more than him. It was his family, the community, my family, so I got a lot out of it.
I'm glad to hear that.
Thank you.
Warden, is there anything, Warden One, you want to add?
I just want to add kind of the same thing probably the warden said at the previous hearing. She has been with us a considerable amount of time, and she hasn't had any write-ups in over 7 years, since 2016. And she has been busy doing all of her classes and getting her certifications. And, she's made a real effort to, since the last hearing, to stay out of trouble, to keep her head down, to, continue on a positive path. Even had a new housing assignment since then, so she could just focus on this upcoming hearing and her studies. So she's been doing really well prior to her last hearing and since then.
Good to hear. All right. I don't have any particular questions, any other questions, so could we hear from Ms. Tina?
Good morning. I just want to address the board. Thank y'all for the opportunity to speak here on my sister's behalf this morning. I'm really excited for her to be able to make parole. Eager to see the journey God has for her. I am super proud of the young woman that she became. Just more smarter, intelligent, happy. It hasn't made her bitter, or it's just made her grow and flourish. And I'm just super proud and excited for her, just to see, where life's going to bring her next, and how this experience is going to not only change her and help her, but maybe help so many others in, situations like this. So I just thank y'all, and thank you.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Chairman.
Good morning, Honorable Board. I know I have to make this brief due to the technology issues here with the Louisiana Board Project, and we are in much support of Ms. Posey's release of grant today. Definitely committed to helping her provide her with all of the services and programs that we provide for all of our clients. In the event that Ms. Posey is living in the Livingston area, I will be her caseworker, the case manager over her case. I will be committed to a year of case management, and we'll be bringing her back and forth to the office in the event that we have any services that we have to provide. So I just wanted to let the board know that we're solely committed to any and all services provided throughout Ms. Posey's reintegration.
So, ma'am, question. So she's not gonna be in your residential program?
To my understanding, she will not be able to reside with us.
Okay.
She will be residing with her mother in the Livingston Parish area, which is where I live as well. And so I will be bringing her back and forth to program.
That's what I thought I heard.
Yes.
I wanted to be sure. Thank you.
All right, so, Ms. Posey, anything you want to say to us before we turn it over to Ms. Hogan?
Yes, ma'am. Really, I just want to thank y'all for the opportunity that y'all have given me, and the hope from the last hearing, and just everybody's statement I heard, and how they was really for me and not opposed. It made me feel a lot better going forward, and it gave me hope, and thank y'all.
All right, Ms. Hogan?
Thank you, Mr. Nasa. I'll be very brief. As the board noted, Ashley Posey's not been idle even since her last appearance before the board. She continues to apply herself, and really what she's been doing over the last 8 months is sort of a small representation of what she's been doing over the past 18 years of her incarceration. She's really, really accomplished a lot. She has multiple very marketable job skills. She's got certifications in welding, horticulture, pesticide, culinary art. We're confident that she has the tools that she needs to succeed, not only in finding employment, but she's also really taken a lot of self-help programs concerning substance abuse and several courses in victims awareness. Ashley has a profound sense of empathy as well as recognition of what brought her to prison. And I know that with the support of the Parole Project and her family and everyone else, that she will be successful if given a second chance. So we just ask the board to grant her parole today. Thank you.
All right, so Ms. Posey, your case was assigned to me. I'm going to vote first. I'm going to vote like I did at the pardon hearing. My vote today is to grant your parole based on everything that's been said today, and obviously supported by the DA and others. I would add special conditions that you do through the Parole Project, obtain a substance abuse evaluation, and do whatever it is they tell you in the form of treatment if any is needed, and that you do give back to your community and perform at least 7 hours a month community service work. Mrs. Wise.
Ms. Posey, I'm really glad to be able to meet you today. And when I read your history from where you was to where you are now, it's just remarkable. And you're just going to do great things in the community. I believe that you can impact young women who were where you were back then. So my vote is the same for the same reasons. I wish you well.
Thank you.
Posey, I voted for you then, I'm voting for you today. So my vote is for the same reasons and with the same conditions. Good luck to you.
Good luck.
Thank y'all.
Thank y'all so much. Y'all be blessed. Thank you.
God bless all of y'all.
Thank you. I appreciate
I didn't say anything before, but you.
Wow. So, like I mentioned, we had covered her commutation hearing, which was a 40-minute long hearing. I'll put the link in the description if you want to see it. And it was a unique hearing in the sense that the DA actually called up and spoke in her favor. The family, the relatives weren't opposed. This was one of the cases that it seemed very clear that she should get out, and just a great great to see the system, I think, in this sense working, that someone who was given a life sentence, and I'll tell you what it was for, and you might argue whether she should have gotten it or not, but yeah, she was with 2 of her friends. She was, I think, just turned 18 years old. She's with a 17-year-old and another 18-year-old. And so they're kids, they're babies, right? They live in a trailer park, and they got this brilliant idea to go to the victim's trailer, who they knew was friends of the family. He's, I think he was in his 60s. This is in 2005, May 2005. And yeah, he was 61 years old. And Ashley Posey, she was 19. So she knocked on the door because he knew who she was. And they were going to go break into his house to take his pills. They knew he had pills, like pharmaceutical pills, and they just wanted to take it. So she was going to knock on the door, he was going to open it, and then they were going to, they're not thinking because of course, but they were going to rob him. And the guy who she was with the gun, he opened the door and he just shoots him right in the head. And then they run away. They don't even take the pills. It made no sense. It was completely beyond senseless. And they all got life sentences without the chance of parole. And you might argue, like, she's 19 years old. She had no intention of taking his life. They literally wanted to go and take his pills. And so that's what it was. And we've seen a lot of horrendous crimes and violent, and this is, I think, one of the least culpable that someone could be, right? Less culpable than getting in a car behind the wheel, intoxicated, right? Like, it's, I would argue, maybe, of course, this is totally open for debate and totally subjective, but she applied for commutation, got the commutation vote. The governor, it took 5 months to sign it, which isn't, and he signed it in March, so it took even less than 5 months to sign it. And now she's gonna go home. She might go home as soon as they put the paperwork in. It might be today or the day of the hearing. This happened a week ago, but that's pretty amazing. And so she was locked up for how long? I guess since 2005. So what was that, like 18 years? She's, this was before the iPhone. Think about that. A lot has happened since 2005. The world has literally changed. So it's gonna be pretty interesting for her. I wonder what she's gonna do first. I hear that a lot of people, the first thing they do is change into street clothes and then eat at the closest, if not their favorite, fast food joint. But yeah, I'll put the link to that hearing in the description. Overall, I think this is the purest form of commutation release that we can see. The DA didn't oppose, the living victims didn't oppose. This was really a robbery that went totally wrong by a bunch of, but love to hear your thoughts. And with that, I'll let you go.